Yo, what's up, YouTube? Mike from Troopers, and today we're going to be doing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers schedule prediction. This is the second one from the NFC South. Make sure to check out the NFC East, the NFC North. And, before we get into things with this right now, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, drop your comment for what you think the record is going to be for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, here we go. We're going to get into the team itself. Obviously, Buccaneers coming off a big Super Bowl victory where the Chiefs fell short of high expectations. Now, the Buccaneers defense, it's going to be top 5 in the league next year, definitely, barring any injuries or unforeseen circumstances. So in 2020, the defense ranked 8th in points allowed per game, just points allowed total. So 8th, that's decent, not the best. And then 6th in yards allowed. They were better in yards allowed than points allowed. However, the key storyline for this is they retained every single player from the Super Bowl team. All 11 defensive players who started in the Super Bowl are coming back. Now, the main defensive re-signing was obviously Shaquille Barrett. He's a beast. He came in terms on a 4-year, $72 million contract. And they also got Ndamukong Suh on a contract. So those two players are obviously the stars of this defense. And, with little to no, they didn't really have any needs in the draft. They were able to get a couple of good players on defense. Joe Tryon, I don't know however you pronounce his name, but he's going to be a solid player in the defense, once he gets used to the NFL. They also got a linebacker in the 5th round. The Buccaneers, they're a solid team right now. Really good offense as well. They were 7th overall in total yards. And they, their breakdown, their split of how many yards they got from passing versus running, they were a pass-first team for sure. But, how can you blame them? You look at their offense, they have probably the best receiver core in the league. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, AB. That's just ridiculous. Even Scotty Miller, I would say, bro. I saw him get a lot of big plays last season. Tight end-wise, really good tight end core. Cameron Brate, obviously Gronk, O.J. Howard. That's 3 solid tight ends right there. We got the pass blockers, the run blockers. Running backs, Ronald Jones played really well towards the end of the season. Leonard Fournette, I think he's a good player, but didn't seem to use him as much last year, but they definitely can this time. Like I said, they were a pass-first team for sure. Really good defense to get the turnovers, really good offense to score points. This team's looking very good, and this schedule is going to reflect that. So starting off with the schedule, Week 1, Cowboys, automatic win. This game should not be hyped. I'm pretty sure this is the first game of the season, not 100% sure, but I definitely think the Buccaneers get this win right here. It's in Tampa Bay. The Cowboys are going to be very rusty, especially Dak Prescott. This is his first game back from injury. I think that the Buccaneers win this game for sure, 1-0. Week 2, Atlanta Falcons. If you watch my Falcons prediction video, you already know what the results of this game is. Buccaneers are going to beat the Falcons easily right here. 2 home games in a row, 2 wins, 2-0. Week 3 against the Los Angeles Rams. So realistically, when I'm doing my weekly predictions, which I take very seriously, I'm probably going to say that the Buccaneers have a pretty good chance to win this game, even though it's in Los Angeles. However, for this schedule prediction, I'm actually going to say the Buccaneers fall short Week 3 against the Los Angeles Rams. Let me tell you why. The Rams have a solid offense, solid defense, similar to the Buccaneers. I like Matthew Stafford. I think he'll make that offense way more dynamic than Jared Goff. Realistically, like I said for my weekly predictions, it's Week 3. Matthew Stafford might not have the entire chemistry down with the Rams. So I think the Buccaneers probably will win this game most likely. But I'm giving it as a loss on their schedule because losses are hard to find for the Buccaneers. 2-1. Week 4, the long-awaited matchup versus the Patriots. It's in New England. It's in Foxborough. Tom Brady, he's going to dominate this game. He's definitely going to have a lot of motivation. Bill Belichick, he can be as motivated as he wants. He'll just probably what's he going to do? Overwork his players? No. Whereas Tom Brady, if he's motivated, he'll dominate this game. 3-1. Then the Miami Dolphins. This one's in Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers defensive line is going to give Tua some fits. The Dolphins have a solid enough defense, but Tua looked not great last year against the pass rush. The play calling was very conservatory. I definitely think the Buccaneers get this win here, and they're 4-1. Then the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. As much as I want to say that Jalen Hurts is going to, come in here and make magic happen, he's not Nick Foles, let's be real. Eagles don't get the win. Really bad defense in Philadelphia. The secondary is sus. The linebacker core is not great. The offense can be good if they stay healthy, but young receiver core, the Buccaneers are just way ahead of the Eagles in terms of skill. Buccaneers 5-1. And then they play the Chicago Bears. Another home game. Now, David Montgomery, is he going to be able to run the ball on this strong defense? That's a key factor to watching this game. Who's the Bears quarterback at this point? Is it Andy Dalton? Is it Justin Fields? If Justin Fields starts this game, it's going to be a similar phenomenon to what Tua has, where the defense is probably going to dominate for the Buccaneers. If Andy Dalton's starting, he's mediocre. They're not going to be able to outscore the Buccaneers. So either way, I think the Buccaneers win this game. Maybe David Montgomery can take over, but it's highly unlikely. Not enough to make this a loss. Buccaneers 6-1. Then the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. Now, Jameis Winston's probably going to be at the helm right now, mid-season. Honestly, the Saints have a good offense. Alvin Kamara's going to be able to take over, a good receiver core, good offensive line. They inked that lineman to a nice, solid extension. Defensively for the Saints, nothing special, but they're going to be solid enough to win games. This is a tough one because we really don't know what the Saints have at quarterback. How is Jameis Winston going to elevate that offense? This could be a close game. The Buccaneers versus Saints were close matchups, I believe. But the Buccaneers had their number last year, which is why I'm going to give the Buccaneers another win right here, even though it's in New Orleans, which makes them 7-1. Then we have the bye week, and you know what happened last year. Week 13 was their bye week last year, and they won 8 in a row, including the Super Bowl. So, I mean, let's just keep the trend continuing. Let's see what happens here. We play the Washington football team in Washington. This could be a close game, obviously. With Taylor Heineke, they were able to keep it close in the playoffs. Is it going to happen again, realistically? I mean, you got to go with the favorite, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers coming off a Super Bowl victory. Washington could easily win this game. It's almost like, I would say probably 65-35 in favor of the Buccaneers. So I'm going to stay with the Buccaneers, but I could see Washington getting a nice win right here. So Buccaneers get the win. Then the New York Giants. This game is in Tampa Bay, I believe. Yep. And, Daniel Jones, he's not Eli Manning. Let's move on. Enough said. Buccaneers win. Then they play the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. Now, the Colts might be a really good team in the AFC. I wouldn't even be surprised if they make it far in the playoffs. It all depends on Carson Wentz, to be honest. Now, the Colts receiver core does scare me a little bit. T.Y. Hilton, he's getting up there in age. Michael Pittman Jr., I think he's going to be good, but they have to mesh the chemistry together with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, I think, will be solid enough. Good running back core. It really all depends on the play calling, how they use Carson Wentz. You can't be afraid to throw it deep. Really the mindset. Now, the Colts, this is similar to the Washington football team. I could see them winning this game. Got it with the Buccaneers, though, which makes it 8 wins in a row. Then the Atlanta Falcons again in Atlanta. I mean, if they're beating the Colts and the Washington football team, obviously they're going to beat Atlanta, so making it 9 in a row. Then the Buffalo Bills. This one's in Tampa Bay. If this was in Buffalo, I could see this being a way closer game. Tampa Bay, home field advantage. The Buccaneers probably going to be favored to win this one. It'll be a close one, but Buccaneers win. Then the New Orleans Saints again. They sweep the New Orleans Saints. We don't know enough about that team to make them, the favorite against the Buccaneers, so I can't have the Saints beating them yet, so they get swept. Then the Carolina Panthers in Carolina for the first time. It's late in the season. They play them 3 times. They play them 2 times in the last 3 weeks, and they'll get the first one in Carolina. Now, these actually could be closer games. I could see the Panthers. The Panthers have a really good offense, really dynamic, really good running backs, really good wide receivers. If Sam Darnold steps up his game, I could see the Panthers putting up like 35 points against the Buccaneers potentially. Now, the Buccaneers defense is really good, like I said. So if the Panthers can score 35 and they can hold the Buccaneers to less than 35, obviously they'll win. But how easy is it going to be to score 35 points against the Buccaneers? Very hard. So they lose this game. Then the New York Jets in New York. Who even is Zach Wilson? We don't know enough about him, which means the Buccaneers easily get the win against the Jets right here late in the season. And then the final game of the year, they're 15-1. They could be resting their starters. Panthers might be in contention for a playoff spot here, which I didn't even think about. I had the Buccaneers winning right here against the final week of the season to make them 16-1 officially for this record prediction. But I could see them losing just using their second strings. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, official prediction 16-1. Do I think they're going to go 16-1 this year? No. I would probably say 13-4 is a more realistic record prediction. 14-3 possibly. However, they're going to be a very good team. Maybe the best team in the NFC. Schedule-wise, not that difficult in my opinion. So there it is. There's the record prediction. Let me know what you think down below. Smash the subscribe button.